She's dead.
It's recording.
It's going.
It turned off. I don't know why.
It's recording. You're on.
Hashem wanted a smaller one version of that. Each bit's min hashamayim. So everything, even the camera, everything that happens. That's why it says Hashem wants to take it to me. Yeah? He wants it to shmi. He wants it to be a relationship. That's one of the most important things I learned from one Rav many years ago. And it happened to be a Hasidic about Shuvi Yeshiva. The importance of building a relationship. With Hanbit. Building a relationship.
Who?
With Hashem. Not with the rabbi, with Hashem.
Yeah, I'm saying with who?
Hashem, that helps to have a rabbi to build a relationship, but it shouldn't get in the way of that ultimately. The real rabbi is the one that makes you independent and allows you to develop your relationship with Hashem. He just gives you the tools how to do that. Yeah, it doesn't make him dependent on him. And that's the Ben Ishkai talks about that. When you light the menorah, this week's parsha is the Inyan of Chinuch. It's like the father's the middle branch, it says this in Swan, and he's lighting to all his children, and they're all facing him. And the idea is he should light each one up, each of the kinder, the other branches of the menorah, he should light each one up, like where it's able to light itself. You know? That's the real, because you hold it there enough, the light, you give out the light, the positivity, enough so it lights itself up. That's the idea of love. There's no bigger love than that's why we start off that tefillah, Avarachamai, my father and son. It's such a love relationship between father and son. This idea of love, this idea of relationship, this is the Torah mem of Truma. He gave us the Torah mem days. He gave us it even though we weren't so interested in this and that. He keeps giving us. He wants to give us. And he wants us to give to him. That's the beautiful thing. Tab always talks about it. He wants us to give to him. So in the Kedushas Levi, he says, so what are the 4 mitzvahs we can do this Chodesh to give to Hashem? And it's very simple because it hurts a little bit, especially in Yerushalayim. There's so much charity needing to be done. There's so many people so poor, and I work in Ben Shemesh, and I work in Yafra, and all those places. They need so much charity, so much poverty. Today there's a big scholarship thing, and then we've got the mitzvah coming up for all the bochum who can't afford to fill in and everything. Hashem, we raise the money, we've got a library, this, that, all this stuff. This is the idea of giving back to Hashem, and this is the 3 mitzvahs which lead to the 4th mitzvah during this month. What are the 3 mitzvahs? The first one is Kriyas Megillah, like Yitzchak brings down. The second one is Matanis Yigonim, and the third one is Shemilach Manas. Kriyas Megillah is to read the Megillah. This is to get into the idea. What was it for? The 3. Kriyas Megillah, Matanis Yigonim, giving money to the poor, which we should do all the time, but even more so this time. The Shalach Manas, to give presents to your friends. Give money to your friends. Yeah? Or presents, a gift. It's true for Shalach Manas, you have to give food. It's not enough money. You have to give something he enjoys. Yeah, you want some money? It's good. You have to give him some food, like we got some chocolate here. Yeah? That is Shalach Manas. You can't do the mitzvah with money, alright? That's the point. You have to enjoy it on the day. That's also a good aid. If you want to give it to a poor man, you don't know if he's going to be an alky or a druggie. The best thing is buy him some food. He's probably he's hungry. If you give him the other things, he might put it on something that's going to kill him, not going to help him. Yeah? So we all know about that. Yeah. But then the idea of the 4th level of simcha, of Yom Tov. This is my favorite part. This is the highest part. Pre-Sadiq says. This is the idea of having a Suda. Isn't it so nice? That's really the whole point of the week. It's coming to Shabbos. Now Purim isn't Shabbos. Purim is a whole day. You can do malacha, drive the car, you can have 20 boys in the back, and they're all dressed like Haman, and they're all going to Sugar. I'm sure you've done all these things. In America, they're like love. They all go around collecting all the places. It's a real Labor Day thing. Yeah, everyone dresses up Labor Day, and you can do malachas. I mean, you're not meant to work. You should never work in Purim, but it means you're allowed to, interact with the physical world, because that's really what Hashem wants. Hashem doesn't want us to be porish in the world. He wants us to make a dwelling for the world. That's the real point. Yeah? I don't want to talk about different groups, but there's different beliefs out there. You should separate from the world. But really, you see in this week's parsha, it's clear. Hashem wants us to make a dwelling for Him in this world, and that means to use the world. It doesn't mean to go use negative things in the world, become negative. It means to take the good out of the world to turn it to positive. Yeah? So, where you're able to do that. Yeah? Be'ez Hashem. So now, there's 3 things Hashem did for us that we did. How do we give to Hashem to get those 3 mitzvahs? Not only are those mitzvahs giving us to Hashem, giving to the poor, reading the Megillah, and giving gifts to your friends. That makes Shalom and Av and love. what are those three things? One is Hashem made miracles, as the Levi says, in the world of Teva, in the physical world. The second thing is Hashem gave us again the Torah. This was another time Hashem gave us the Torah in Purim. It was a different type of Torah. It wasn't the Torah when He spoke Har Sinai, like we've all heard the last few weeks. It was a different type of Torah. It was a Torah where Hashem we wanted it. That's the different thing. We wanted it. You and me, Kima v'Kiblu. We're going to accept it because we want it. It's deep inside us, yeah? And that's the real thing. It's all about wanting something. It's power of will. That's what Hashem's looking for. That's the Torah Shabbat Peh. That's the not the written Torah, but the Megillah is a transition. It's the last book that was written down in Tanakh. It's a transition from the written Torah to the non-written Torah. There's opinions whether it's even should be included. In the end, we paskin it is. It's written Ruach Chodesh. It can be part of the Tanakh. The 24 books they're like they're takshitim. They're jewels. This is the completion of the 24 jewels that crown the color. There's this idea that when Hashem gave us Tanakh and gave us the jewels for the color is the Jewish people. We're like the Shekhinah for Hashem to make this dwelling place. These are deep ideas, but the idea is the love that we have to bring out and make it reality. Hashem gives us mitzvahs, makes it more simple. So one of the things, like we said, is Hashem Tochetevet. He's doing miracles. So we see right now, we don't see huge miracles going on a Gilui like Mitzrayim. But what's going to make it so big is the fact it's a bigger level than when we left Egypt. Is Hashem's doing it in the physical world, making the miracles in the politics and the internet and everything. He's going to undo it all through miracles and make it all positive. In the physical, within it. So all the cheshbonos people are making, we're going to see it's all Hashem. And that's going to be a bigger miracle than Hashem coming in Mitzrayim at a big level and ripping out the physical world and making all these miracles and tearing apart Egypt. It's going to be a much more like wondrous thing the way it will happen in the physical world. It'll be much more wondrous. It will make much more effect. That's why it says Mashiach comes, the miracles will be much bigger. So He's coming any minute. So all we have to do is really hang in there. But we have to want the Torah. That's the second thing. And the third thing is that we have to do tshuva. That's how we got rid of all the negativity. We got rid of all the negativity by returning to Hashem. To shuv hey, return your physical life back to Hashem. It doesn't mean like once again external image of that, with beard players jumping around. It doesn't mean it means giving up your heart. Hashem wants the heart, inner level. Like we said, the relationship. Yeah? If it manifests in external things, minhagim and things like that, it's simcha. But it has to come from here. Hashem wants our inner level. He wants to take to me. He wants a relationship. He wants everyone to have the Shekhinah b'tol kol echad v'echad. He wants everyone's heart to be a place for Hashem. So this is the Nakuda, and that leads to the fourth mitzvah, which is my favorite mitzvah, which is, like I said, you enter into the shul, into the house, into the place, into the seventh level. With these three mitzvahs we call these three things that Hashem did for us, with the miracles and the Torah and the tshuva. This brings out the most important thing. Walk into the place. After the three mitzvahs, this is the highest level. This is the Sudas mitzvah of Purim. Eating a meal. That's the holiest thing you can do in Purim. Sitting with your family, getting frailer, drinking l'chaim. It's so holy. You don't even know. It's like the Suda Mashiach coming. So isn't that a Gavaldic thing? You can sit with your wife, you can sit with your friends, you can have a l'chaim, and you're doing something so holy. That is what Judaism is. That's really crowns. That's why the only time Kes is written in the Megillah, the crown, Kes Malchus is written in the Megillah, is only by, in all of Tanakh, in all the written Torah, the only time you see the word Kesser, crown, is Kesser Malchus, it says in Purim. It's in Purim. So that is the idea. Kesser is the crown all the way down to the physical. Come here for 1 minute. Crown. That is what my friend here, Michael, he is bringing down the crown of Hashem into the physical. He's working every day. That's why he can never come to my shir, and I appreciate it. And I want to tell you something else. Michael is the guy who brings down all the positive things of the Jewish people. And it says that he's the malach that sent the angel to take care of Kras of Persia. Where are you from originally?
Prince of Persia.
You're from Persia. And Michael, he just walked in, unbelievable. Look at this, Ba'avi. You see Hashem showing his love. He walks in, perfect, just as I was at that point. The whole shir was about love. So Hashem showing his love when he brings in a Jew like you. And that's when he says Michael is the angel of focusing on the good of the Jewish people and the love of the Jewish people. And he takes care of Pras. He took care of it in Purim. He organized all the stories in Purim. He was the one busy there working for Hashem. He was very upset when Daniel was killed by Haman. Hatach was killed by Haman. Amalek. So he was busy bringing out the good for the Jewish people, even though we were sitting there enjoying the physical world. We were busy with the Suda of Achashverosh. We were not busy with tshuva. We weren't busy. We were busy with working and stupid internet. Facebook was rubbish. We're busy with it, thinking we're going to make money out of this, all this rubbish. And really, what is Hashem going to say? I still see you're good, and I'm still going to make it good for you, and I'm still going to turn it around and bring out all the positive. That's how much He loves us. It's not about all you did wrong. That's the Eitzah. The Eitzah makes you think, I'm not busy with